Weeknight meals can be really difficult to come up with in a pinch, especially after a long, hard day at work. Today on Jay's World Kitchen, I'm going to show you a really quick and easy and very tasty chicken dish, balsamic glazed chicken. It really is simple to throw together and takes under an hour, all told, with about 15 minutes of actual prep work. Let's have a quick look at what we're going to need. You're going to need a half a cup of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of honey, 1.5 tablespoons of whole grain mustard, 3 or more cloves of garlic, some kosher salt and ground black pepper, 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, 2 cups of potatoes, quartered, or if you have new potatoes, you could use those, 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh rosemary, about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and 3 or 4 rosemary sprigs. It really is quite simple. In a relatively large bowl, we're going to start off by throwing in our balsamic vinegar, our mustard, our honey, a pinch of salt, some ground black pepper, and our garlic, of course. As you know, I'm always adding in a little extra garlic. And we're just going to whisk that together until it's all pretty much combined. And now we're going to put in our chicken pieces. And we're just going to make sure that those are completely coated on all sides. Now this part you could actually prepare ahead. You could do it before you go to work in the morning, cover it up and put it in the fridge just to marinate all day. But the very least that you should marinate it for is about 20 minutes, and that's what I'm going to do now, just covering it up and popping it in the fridge for 20 minutes. Up to an hour, the longer the better, obviously, like with any marinade. And while that's marinating, we're going to preheat our oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to toss our potatoes, and like I said, you can use beautiful red baby tomatoes. New potatoes are always just so nice and succulent, and that is ideal. I'm just using regular potatoes because they're quite small. It's too early in the season here to get large ones, but these are just well washed, and I've left the skin on because I just prefer it that way. And very simply, we're going to use up our now chopped rosemary, so about a tablespoon of that, and some of our kosher salt. And really, you have to do this by feel. You don't want it to be too salty, but you don't want to skimp too much. And some ground black pepper. Freshly ground is always the best. That should do us nicely. Going to give that a quick stir here. You want to make sure that all the potatoes are well coated, and then we're going to add in about a tablespoon, maybe a little more, of our olive oil. And again, just mix until that's really well combined. And now we're going to set that aside and get ready to cook our chicken. So in a nice heavy oven safe skillet, and I'm using my cast iron because I love using my cast iron, we're going to put in some of the rest of our olive oil, and that doesn't seem to be quite enough, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And we've taken our chicken out of the fridge, and it looks quite well marinated. You're just going to start off by placing each piece skin side down into your skillet. And we're going to add in all of our marinade into this as well. And we're going to let the chicken cook on the skin side for 2 minutes on medium-high heat before flipping it over and cooking it for 2 minutes on the other side. And once our chicken has been cooking on each side for 2 minutes aside, we're going to sort of nest our potatoes in, around and amongst them. Try and get as much of them into the juices as you can. And we're just going to put in some sprigs of our fresh rosemary there. Just in around the pan. The smell is just incredible. And now we're going to pop that into our 425-degree oven for approximately 20 minutes or until the potatoes are tender. Now, if you find after 20 minutes that your potatoes still aren't quite cooked, I recommend taking the chicken out, putting it on the side to just rest for a little while the potatoes continue to cook. But once that's done, it's ready to eat. And in just 20 minutes in the oven, the smell is just incredible in the whole house. The chicken looks amazing. That skin is just beautifully browned and the potatoes are just soft and tender. I can't wait to tuck into this. And I'm cheating because I'm really just eating a big piece of skin first. Oh, that's good. That sort of hint of sweetness from the balsamic vinegar is just amazing, and the rosemary is so subtle in there, and I didn't think it was going to be quite that subtle the first time I tried this. It's just this little hint, and it's right there, and it's not bold. The balsamic has mellowed into the chicken. It just really is incredible. I'm also going to try one of these potatoes because they just look so amazing. And there again, I love the skin on the potato because it gives it that earthy flavor, but the balsamic in there is just wonderful. This is just such an easy, quick meal. In under an hour, I've got an entire meal ready to go. You have to try this, and if you do, I would love to hear how it turned out for you in the comment section below. Remember too, if you enjoyed this video, to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and remember to turn on notifications so that you know when my next video drops. Remember too to follow me on my social media, and you can find all of those links below on my Linktree link down in the comment section. Remember too that you can support this channel financially via Patreon and enjoy the benefits Patreon members get, like receiving these recipes in their inbox every time a video drops. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy eating.